We anticipate in the next 10 to 12 years, approximately 8 to 6 million Hispanics coming into the United States and 41 million Asians. You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the number 2 population for 400 years. You're gonna get kicked out of being number 2, you're gonna go down and become number 4. Now, common sense, even a 3rd grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2, you all jumped ahead of me, but anyway, you can guess what you're going to get when you become number 4.
President Biden, do you support reparations?
Well, let me, since I haven't spoken on this, get a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil. We have 24 out of 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is that not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America. They are the future of America.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. This is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
We are owed $104 trillion on the very low end, plus $735 billion recurring. This number does not include the cost of about 50 Black Wall Streets that were decimated, nor compound interest from 2017 when Sean D. Rochester's book, The Black Tax, was published, nor the cost of Black life, nor the cost of living increases, nor the war on drugs, nor the current day pandemic. The number I'm working with is for slavery, Jim Crow, and accrued ongoing systemic racism, oppression, and disadvantage in the country our ancestors built with their lives. Good afternoon on the West Coast. Good afternoon in the mountain. Good afternoon in the central. Good afternoon on the East Coast. You know exactly who it is, family. Angela Nirvana, your hostess with the mostest on the Reparationist perspective, bringing you those Freedmen, ADOS, hot topics, and making the case for reparations, making the case for weaponizing our vote, socializing our suffering family. And today, I had to jump on here in between work, in between going to go get my daughter and her girlfriend from track practice, because the news is just happening at warp speed and I'm falling farther and farther behind, trying to find a window to come to you. So I just created one and I'm jumping through it. I thank you so much for tuning in on very, very short notice. But we got to talk about how the Democrats are weaponizing immigration against us to not only tether us to the bottom of the Titanic permanently as the bottom caste in the country of our ancestors, but also to neutralize us in our vote. And like Dr. Claude Anderson said at the opening of the show, in the intro, if you think reparations is hard, trying to wrangle it out of the hands of the current KKK in government on both sides of the aisle, imagine the POC, the POC white oppressors that are being flooded in this country at record speed, who have no interest and have never expressed an interest in forming a solidarity with freed men and women and children in this country. Okay, none of them, you see, they fled their circumstances, right? They fled their circumstances, and then they come to the country and then they fight for their own interest. And so I'm going to explore how New York is on the precipice of giving 800,000 illegal immigrants the right to vote. And this is happening already in other states that I'm just now finding out about as I advocate for Freedmen, reparations, not just in the trillions, but in the quadrillions now, family. Oh yeah, we're talking quadrillions is what they owe on the very low end. I actually have to modify the intro to include that. But in any event, I'm just now learning. And this is a problem, family, that freshman state representative Jasmine Crockett, who is an immigrant, young immigrant, is running for Dallas congressional seat with Eddie Bernice Johnson, who is a freedman, who's retiring, backing her. Now, I've already got a problem with this, family. I've got a problem with this because in the 30 years she's been in government, she couldn't groom another freedman to take her post. You see, this is our own people. This is what I mean when I tell you we have no friends, that there are black white oppressors, that there are immigrant oppressors, and that there are white oppressors. Because all of these groups, including our own freedmen, are colluding to guarantee we stay anchored to the bottom of the Titanic as the permanent underclass. You've got to understand that you have no friends. So Crockett is running, back to the text, for the seat vacated by Johnson, who announced Saturday that she would not seek re-election in the 30th congressional district after serving nearly 3 decades in Congress. The seat is solidly Democratic. Okay, so she's a Texas House Progressive Caucus. State Rep Jasmine Crockett speaks at a Texas House Progressive Caucus press conference at the Capitol on September 20th, 2021. Okay, she announced Wednesday she's running to succeed U.S. Rep Eddie Bernice Johnson, a fellow Dallas Democrat who announced her retirement 4 days ago. Crockett made the announcement during a news conference in Dallas, saying no other candidate is as battle-tested as she has been after this year's contentious legislative sessions. Okay, we're going to need a strong voice for District 30 in Washington, Crockett said. It's not time to take a test and see if this person will work out. It's time to check people's record. My record is strong. My record has always been one of the people. As Crockett announced her campaign, Johnson issued a statement endorsing Crockett. A vibrant congressional district like Texas 30 needs a representative in Washington with high energy, a passion to fight for us, shrewd intelligence, leadership, and an incessant drive, Johnson said. After proudly serving the city of Dallas in Southern Sector for 30 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, I firmly believe the Texas State Rep Jasmine Crockett is just the person we need in Congress at this critical time. Crockett is a freshman who took office less than a year ago, but she has quickly made a name for herself. She was among the House Democrats who left for Washington, D.C. this summer in protest of Republicans' priority elections bill, and she was one of the group's most vocal advocates for holding firm on the quorum bust. After the quorum was restored in the Texas House, leaving Crockett and some other Democrats frustrated with their colleagues, she helped form the Texas Progressive Caucus to provide an alternative voice to the House Democratic Caucus. Crockett joins the Democratic primary that already features several candidates. They include Jessica Mason, a Navy veteran and progressive organizer, and Jane Hope Hamilton, a former top staffer for President Joe Biden's 2020 campaign in Texas. Johnson announced Saturday that she would not seek re-election in the 30th congressional district after serving nearly 3 decades in Congress. The seat is solidly Democratic and stretches from the city of Dallas to the southern edge of the county. Crockett's decision to run for Congress opens up her seat next year in House District 100, which is also likely to remain in Democratic hands. So let's look up, family, who is Jasmine Crockett? Who is Jasmine Crockett? And I want to know her record. Okay, Jasmine Felicia Crockett, born March 19, 1981, is an American attorney and politician serving as a member of the Texas House of Representatives from the 100th District. Elected in July 2020, she assumed office in January 2021. She is a candidate for Texas 30th Congressional District in the 2020 U.S. House of Representatives elections. Okay, she was born in St. Louis. Earned a Bachelor's of Art degree in business from Rhodes College. As an undergraduate, Crockett planned to become an anesthesiologist of certified public accountant before deciding to attend law school. She earned a Juris Doctor from the University of Houston Law Center. After law school, Crockett remained in Texas and worked as a civil rights attorney. Crockett worked as a public defender for Bowie County, Texas, after establishing her own law firm. During the George Floyd protests, Crockett and her associates took on the pro bono cases of several Black Lives Matter activists. Okay, that's promising. I'm trying to figure out who her parents are. This is how deep you got to get with it. And I want to know her position on reparations. I've never heard of her. So, okay. They're not talking about who her parents are just yet. They're not talking about who her parents are. Hold on. The information about her parents has been kept private and away from the media. The information about her parents has been kept private and away from the media. Okay, this is a problem. If she is Freedmen, why is this information being hidden from us? Why, family? You've got to look deep before you leap. She was very much into the field of law and history. Jasmine has completed her high school education, but the details about the same have been kept private. For her further studies, she went to Rhodes College and earned a bachelor's degree in business. She also went to the University of Houston Law Center, from where she earned a Juris Doctor. Okay, this is a problem. This is the problem I am having. This is the problem I am having, where we are being replaced at every branch of government with immigrants or first generation born in this country, when we descend from the very ancestors who built all the wealth these groups eat from with their lives. Okay? This is a problem. This is a problem. So I'm trying to figure out her net worth. I am trying to figure out these things. And father, mother, sisters, brothers, not known. Okay? her net worth. She's earned a lot by working as an attorney and being a member of Texas House. According to the sources, the details about her net worth have been kept private and away from the limelight. She might be also earning from the sources like sponsorships and by attending events as a guest. She supports President Joe Biden, who's done absolutely nothing for freedmen since getting into office. Jasmine stands against racism. Okay, that's cute. But we know that the Black Lives Matter has been co-opted by the Federation, right? Not the grassroots. She was elected for Texas House in 2020 and began working in January 2021. She has met Lena Hidalgo, who is a Harris County judge, and has uploaded a picture. Okay, I don't know. I don't care about that part. Let's see if she signs on to AB 3121. Hold on, family. Welcome to the live. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Has Jasmine Crockett signed on to support AB 3121? For those of you who don't know what this is, AB 3121 is a bill to study reparations for freedmen. Now, I believe a study is important to get the number right. I don't want them throwing just any number on there. Like I've said on many of my broadcasts, our reparations is not for closing an egregious racial wealth gap that's over hundreds of trillions of dollars wide. No, not when you're owed 6.2 quadrillion on the very low end. For slavery calculated at 3 cents per hour from 1776 when the country was formed to 1865, compounded at 6%. Now, the reparations I am fighting for is for slavery, Jim Crow, and accrued ongoing systemic racism, oppression, and disadvantage in the country our ancestors built with their lives. So that particular calculation of 6.2 quadrillion by Thomas Kramer is just for slavery at 3 cents per hour, compounded at 6% from when the country was formed to 1865. So this is not about 12 trillion to close a racial wealth gap that's in the hundreds of trillions. 90% of Blacks in this country share less than 700 billion since COVID. So 12 trillion is not going to fix that. Okay, this reparations I'm fighting for is also not for immigrants. You see, they fled their Holocaust to come benefit from the one we stayed and fought. Okay, I don't see immigrants rushing the front lines to help us fight for social justice and economic inclusion. And now they're taking over in every branch of government. And this is a problem that another freedman isn't groomed for these kinds of seats. Not just any freedman. We need freedmen that are full-chested cash reparationists. And I don't see anything here that states that she signed on for HR 40. Let's see here. I'm looking. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm in the HBs. Let's go down. HR 40. Let's see if she signed that. Hold on, family. I'm scrolling as fast as I can over here. I just got the news hot off the press, so I just came over here quickly while I had a window to jump through to talk about it. I may shut this one down and go right into my next segment. I was scheduled to go at 6, but Lord knows, trying to manage my life over here, it's hard. And I may have a little bit more time before my daughter calls. to delve into that. If not, I'll be back at 6. Okay. I'm looking for HR 40. She has not signed it. She did not sign HR 40. Let me share the screen. And y'all tell me if you can see HR 40 over here. Let me share the screen. What's up, Tanya Princess? I see you, fam. DJ Seg 1. Terry Lewis. Oh, I love y'all. Black is strong. Y'all know, listen. I just jumped over here because I am mortified at what I'm seeing over here, family. So if you just jumped in, listen, if you just jumped on this live, do know that, what's the sister's name? She's stepping down and she's being replaced by, Jasmine Crockett is running for her seat. And we don't know the identity of her parents. So it seems to me like she is first generation born immigrant here in this country. And I'm scrolling through the bill she signed on. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see I'm not telling y'all no lies, that this sister has not signed on for HR 40. But let's go there first. Let's go. Let me share and then we can talk about it because maybe I'm not looking at it right. Maybe her fingers are broken. She can't sign. Hold on. Let's look at this together. So it goes, now this is huge, okay? I'm just showing you what I need you to see. She's jumped from HJR 99 to HR 43. All of these have been signed and enacted. Now let's scroll up because I don't want y'all thinking I'm lying on the sister. Let's scroll up. State Representative Jasmine Crockett, elected into office in 2020. Okay, and like I said, she is seeking U.S. Representative Eddie Bernice Johnson announces retirement after almost 3 decades in Congress. We cannot find the identity of her parents' lineage. Freshman state rep Jasmine Crockett is running for the Dallas congressional seat. And Eddie Bernice Johnson is backing it. I can't find the lineage of her parents, which means more than likely they're hiding that. Okay? Because she's more than likely first gen in the U.S. We've been over here since before 1619. Eddie Bernice Johnson is a freed woman, but she's backing freshman state rep Jasmine Crockett, who has yet to sign on to HR 40. I just showed y'all. Okay? I just showed y'all. So this is what I'm talking about, family. If we don't get active, if we do not get politically engaged and stop listening to the new black media tell you not to show up and vote, we will be extinct. They are seeking to replace us at every level of government and every branch. And they are seeking to neutralize our vote by weaponizing immigration against us. Right now, we've got about 41 million blacks in this country to 49 million immigrants that are legally here and 12.5 million illegals that are in this country. Y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. I'm telling you right now, you best to wake up and smell the coffee. This is a nightmare. I see you, United States Atlantic Creole Nationalist Party, Peace Fam, the cool man. You say we have no friends, yet you keep seeking allies. Why? I'm not really seeking allies. I'm seeking people who are already allies. And I hope in this information that maybe some folks who are on the fence about whether or not they want to ally with us will absolutely do so, given that they eat from the wealth that our ancestors generated with their lives. So I'm really speaking to my collective, the cool man. Would love allies, but I got to make allies of my own people at this point. You see, they have been so destroyed in the mind that they actually think they're winning when they vote blue, no matter damn who. And so I'm really here to wake up my people, because we're 41 million. If I can get a cool 10% fighting for reparations alongside the ones who are already in the fight, then, I'm sure the rest will follow. Right now, we're the second largest individual collective in this country. And that's what they don't want you to know. While they continue, the Democrats, that is, to try and flood the country with immigrants to take away the power in our vote. So, yeah, I would like allies, but I'm more invested in making allies of my group, 41 million strong, than I am the rest, because I know the rest have already proven in the time they've been here since the Immigration Act that they're not really allies of ours. They're here for their own self-interest. And how do I know that? Well, I know they've weaponized their accents and where they're from to gain position in corporate to fulfill the affirmative action quotas that now benefit mostly white women, immigrants, and LGBTQIA. That's what I know. That's what they've done unapologetically. I know that mostly every immigrant group in this country that my ancestors built with their lives have, little Italy, little Haiti, little Jamaica, little Asia, whatever, little China. They've got their own communities, and that's who they fight for and with, and that's why they're winning legislatively. That's why you see Biden giving away $6.2 billion to Afghan refugees to come over here and gentrify us right out of our communities. That's why you see Biden give $350 million to AAPI plus protections. That's why you see Biden give $31 billion to Native Americans plus protections. While the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act just falls by the wayside, while they try to quiet and totally disappear our fight for reparations in this country. So I don't believe we have many allies, because I don't see them being as enraged as we are, or as I am. Let me speak for myself. I don't see them being as enraged as I am when it comes to the puckery concerning my people who are now on the bottom economically, who are dying disproportionately from COVID, who are disproportionately arrested as new slaves, as the not so new slaves in the private prison industrial complex. When these race soldier glacier donkeys come into our communities, whether they're the deputized citizens or whether they're the race soldiers themselves, and they begin to execute, I don't see many of the immigrants on those rosters. I see a bunch of freedmen who have been neutralized economically, who have been gentrified out of our communities, who have been set up for the preschool to prison pipeline, you see, who have been redlined into environmentally racist communities and tenement housing, that all of a sudden, poof, like a magic dragon, when the white folks and immigrants want to take the community over, here you have new stores and new Starbucks and all kinds of ish popping up. So no, we have no friends presently, and I don't see any immigrant groups allying with us to make sure we're okay. I see them allying with one another to make sure they're okay. And so my fight is exclusively for freedmen. I've thrown everyone else off the tit. I have no tears for the children at the borders. I have no tears for none of it, especially as Biden and the Department of Justice is trying to buy the vote, 450,000 per illegal. They are rushing to get these illegals over here to give them position over freedmen, to neutralize and to extinct us to as few in numbers as the Indians. And so that's what I'm fighting against. So if an ally come on board, fine. But the biggest allies I need right now are freedmen. Freed men, freed women, freed children. The ones that descend from the heinous chattel slavery in the country our ancestors built with their lives. You see, we're on the bottom. So allies be damned. It'd be nice to have you, but shit, it's been what? How long y'all been over here doing nothing for freedmen whose backs you climb right over the minute you break 50K? That's what I'd like to know. Correct, but Angela is always seeking allies. Oh, I'm sticking with Dr. Clark and going around not looking for friends. We are all we need. Okay, Jakku man, it'd be great to have allies. Oh, tell me, where am I seeking allies, fam? I did that for a minute, but I don't have time to waste on that. I got too many freedmen running around here voting blue no matter damn who. 87% of our electorate voted for this bullshiggity in office right now. I don't have time I don't have time to make friends. It's clear that they don't want to be friends. That's clear. They're fighting for their own interests and winning. While we sit up here and listen to lamestream, even the new black media is sitting up here telling you to stay home and not to vote unless there's a black agenda. When I keep telling you to weaponize your vote. Yeah, Jakku man, there are a lot of sellouts. You're right. No, we can't be doomed. Did our ancestors think like that? If our ancestors thought we were doomed, family, we'd still be picking cotton. So the fact that I'm able to talk to you from the courts in between going to pick up my child from track means that we've made some progress. Okay, let me call in. I can explain the friendship thing to Cool Man. No, to Cool Man, I see where he's coming from. He thinks that I am seeking allies. It'd be nice to have allies because guess what? We are going to need these white folks whose legislation and policies drove us into the bottom of the Titanic. Okay? I think I got more aligned with them now than the immigrants. Immigrants are very self-interested, fam. They have no interest. They call us names. They do not all. We got some exceptions. Cynthia Adeyemi, I see you, fam. We are not doomed. We are in a marathon, not a sprint. Amen, Cynthia. The cool man. Then, like Elijah Muhammad said, even if you got some really black politicians, they can always be outvoted by the white ones. Family, guess what? We cannot go in this thing defeated like that. We can win, but too many don't want to fight. The cool man, that's what the reparationist perspective is for. Okay? We've got several shows that are on reparations. They are about this business. They are about this work. They rather pretend that racism doesn't exist or that it's not that bad, the cool man says. The cool man, I feel you, fam, but let me ask you something. If our ancestors, think about it, if our ancestors felt the way you felt, would you be enjoying the freedom of being in this chat right now, talking about how you feel about it? You would not. And guess what? I have a daughter I got to leave this country to. I want grandbabies and great-grands. I have a whole entire lineage within the lineage. So I can't afford to take this negative Ned, negative Nancy purview. That's exactly what they want us to do. They want us to quit. They want us to fall on our swords. You have to understand, family, that it was us who made this a national topic of debate. We brought reparations to the front stage using and weaponizing social media, fam. We made it a debate topic and it is still in circulation. Even though Biden is trying to give it away to everybody but who it belongs to. But know that we see the tricks and we're steadily working in the trenches. We've not given in. Okay? We won't give in. We won't give up. We won't give out. I just want to share with you some of the puckery that's going on concerning the CBC stepping down and going in here and replacing us with first gens. Okay? They come to this country and integrate. Don't tell you who the parents are. I can't find that information on Miss Jasmine. But the reason why I jumped on this live was because one of my comrades, shout out to Nikki, I won't say her last name, she hit me that this girl, that Freedmen, Bernice Rogers, Eunice Bernice Rogers, is that her name? Let me not tell it wrong. Let me go back. Eddie Bernice Johnson, Lord have mercy. Okay, she's stepping down as a freed woman, and she can't get someone who's been in the country since we were brought here in chains. And what I'm telling you is y'all should have gotten that message when Barack Obama served for 2 terms with our votes, mine included. I wish every day I could rescind those votes. I had no idea he would get in there and do absolutely nothing for our people. I had no idea. And I'm sure many of you didn't either. But then we go and repeat the mistake after California tells Freedmen that we don't want nothing to do with Kabami, who was due in large part imprisoning nonviolent offenders to put out fires in the very white hills of Hollywood. Okay? White money. She needed new slaves. And so she put a ton of nonviolent offenders in prison. Okay? And we said that we didn't want her when we didn't get behind her when she was running for her own presidential bid. And yet 87% of our electorate went and voted in 2 people who told you they weren't going to do shite for Freedmen, whose ancestors built this country with their lives. 87% of us went to the polls. So I'm telling you, all black ain't Freedmen black in this country. Yes, to Cool Man, I know these politicians are phonies, but I've come up with a strategy that's not a new strategy. Many of you already know this, but I haven't seen the Cool Man in my feed, so let me break it down. Now, what we've got to do, and you'll hear it on the next segment, is we've got to run for city council, because you got a whole city council working to give 800,000 illegals the right to vote in New York. They are trying to neutralize the vote. They're constantly keeping your eye tuned in to what the Republicans are doing. I'm telling you what the Democrats are doing to suppress and get rid of and neutralize our vote all the same. You've got to understand this, family, that what the Hispanics by and large do is while they're under 50K, they vote blue. And when they're over 50K, they vote red. Where is our strategy? Where is our chess? Well, I'm about to give it to you now. And I know that's tough for Tanya. I know she's in a predominantly red state, so it's a little harder for her. But she could help if there's anybody else running on the ticket. Now, before I let y'all go, because I got a race to get my kiddo, and then I'll be back at 6. But this is the deal, family. Don't suppress your vote. You got to play chess with your vote. Here's how. Dr. Charles Morris, pastor of Abyssinian Church, after the black folks delivered Teddy Roosevelt the vote, Dr. Charles Morris said, you shot us when our guns were empty, and we're going to return the same by voting a blue top of the ticket and a red Congress to protect the black South. Why did he say that? Well, Teddy Roosevelt's ass, just like Biden, who promised he would end qualified immunity, and now that's all but gone away as he gives protections to Native Americans and to Asians alike. Dr. Charles, what he did was he dishonorably discharged 167 Buffalo soldiers who were wrongfully accused of murdering a second white man after being quarantined in their barracks for being wrongfully accused of murdering the first. Dr. Charles Morris said just that. You shot us when our guns were empty, and for that we're going to return the same by delivering a blue top of the ticket and a red Congress, meaning anybody but the Democrats at the top of the ticket come 2024. Anybody but the Democrats. We cannot keep rewarding them for weaponizing everything they can against us to make sure we never get reparations, to make sure we're the ones that are the targets for the Kyle Rittenhouse and for the KKK that the FBI has already told us has consumed the police force all throughout the country. We've got to stop rewarding them for that, family. Anybody but the Democrats at the top of that ticket, and you can vote anybody into Congress. Now, I'm for voting blue in the Congress. You know, they can't do much without the red top, okay? For example, if Trump were at the top and we had the blue Congress we have right now, not much could get done, okay? Because he ain't going to sign off on it. He ain't going to make no executive order to be bringing all these immigrants over into this country, okay? And that's a problem for us. Immigration is the albatross around the Freedmen's neck. It's not the albatross around white folks' necks who killed and stole all the wealth that our ancestors built with their lives. So that may mean more of a purple. I don't know. In that Congress, you've got to vote for people who are aligned with your interests and who are giving you tangibles in exchange for your vote. Now, my whole thing is blue because the red ain't going to do nothing for us. Never have. That's why I don't talk about them. They've never done anything for us. Okay? So I don't usually talk about them at all. I talk about the Democrats because that's who we've been voting for by and large since FDR. Now, the goal is to get our people ready to take it over. As we groom our candidates who are full-chested cash reparationists, we've got a couple running right now that you can help to support. Tamara Johnson-Shealy is running to unseat Warnock, and Marcel Dixon is running to unseat Clyburn. So even if you don't, the cool man, we don't have the money. Okay, listen, we may not have the money, the cool man, but we've got the vote. Stop worrying who's in office. Stop worrying about voting. They are all bought and sold. See how Trump is always talking about Israel. We need to organize a movement to put pressure on the system as a whole, says the cool man. The cool man, we got to work within the confines of what we've got. See, this sitting up here encouraging people not to vote is why illegals are about to take this over. Why the immigrants and the refugees are taking over the country. You have got it wrong. This don't vote, don't worry, start something new when you are outnumbered. I just told you collectively immigrants make 49 million, but black folks still make 41 million. And they are working to extinct us. We've not really grown from 41 million in a long ass time. I will research that before I speak on it. But the bottom line is we can't afford to have our children, so abortion has become our main thing. We've given too many babies back to God because we can't afford to take care of them. And too many of our young people are soothing themselves with sex, which is another form of addiction, like drugs and alcohol. And they're aborting our children. So we're not growing in that way like the other groups, especially the Hispanics, who are still popping out 5 to 10 kids per couple. That's to take it over. You better wake up and smell the coffee. Okay? Secondly, we got stupid freaks like Lil Nas X running around here pushing the gay agenda. We got folks that want to push like Charlene Theron. What's her name? That actress, Charlize Theron, who allows her boys that she bought over in Africa, she allows them to dress up like girls. We've got, so there's an LGBTQIA agenda being weaponized against us to turn us as lovers one unto another. So we will stop procreating our beautiful freedmen babies. That's slowing down the race. Abortion slowing down the race. Poverty is slowing down the race. There's a war on poverty akin to the war on drugs. And our people, freedmen, are the target. Okay? I'm with Descendants of American Slavery in FBA and B1. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you so much. The cool man. I'm with DOAS and FBA and B1. Thank you so much for repping your sets over here, family. Just concentrate on marching, demonstrating, boycotting. King showed us what we need to do. Oh, here's my daughter, y'all. Hi, babe. Where am I? Home. Yes, where are you? Are you going to be at school when I come over there, or are you going to be at the somewhere else? All right, babe. Are you okay? What's the matter? Uh-oh. Okay, mommy's coming. Oh, Lord. Okay, family. My daughter clearly had a rough day at the track. Let me, Yvette and Tone are phonies who want to make money going around the country giving speeches and getting honorariums. Okay, family. I'm not going to speak on other groups. I've already spoken enough on other groups. Yeah, let me just leave that right there. Family first. FBA B1, everybody's welcome here because, see, the members of other organizations aren't their leadership. Okay? They aren't their leadership. Let me just keep it like that. So I got friends over in the ADOS. I've got friends in FBA B1 and Freedmen. All of them. We all bleed chattel slavery. How about that? We all bleed chattel slavery. I need to do a hashtag like that. We all bleed chattel slavery, and I'm friends to all of us that bleed chattel slavery. And I've got friends in immigrants groups too, you know. But, you know, if you're a friend, you certainly don't expect me not to go hard for my freedmen. If you're an immigrant and we're friends and you expect me not to speak on these issues, we're not really friends, you see. Because I don't get in your way when you fighting for CARICOM, for your people exclusively. I don't get in the way of what the Africans are fighting their colonizers for. Although it appears to me they're constantly giving away the continent. But anywho, I digress. Come back at 6 o'clock. I got some more for you. Oh, God. I'm going to be dealing with these illegals getting the vote all over the damn country and how that's harmful to freedmen. Okay, family? If I don't see you back at 6, know that the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever freedmen and its allies are, God truly is, because family, you are the face of God. You are the voice of God. You are the body temple of the Spirit of the living God. Know that I love you black and I love you strong, and I hope to see you back at 6 o'clock, family. Until be easy. I love you. Peace.